We live in a world filled with sound, noises bombard us from all sides, but what are we really hearing? What would happen if we truly listened? Listening is more than just perceiving sound, it's about connection, it's about understanding. When we truly listen, we open ourselves up to a world of wisdom and healing. Think about the power of a whisper, or the impact of a song. Sound has the ability to move us, to change us, but it all starts with listening, truly listening, paying attention, engaging with the sounds around us. The act of listening has been important since the dawn of time. It's how we learn, how we connect, how we grow. From the ancient philosophers to modern-day healers, listening has always been recognized as a powerful tool for transformation. The Bible tells us, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning." Imagine stepping back in time. Picture a world without writing, without the internet. How did people communicate? How did they learn? The answer is simple: by listening. In ancient civilizations, listening wasn't just a skill, it was an art form. Leaders relied on advisors to interpret signs from the gods. Tribal councils used talking sticks to ensure every voice was heard. In a world saturated with noise, true listening can be elusive. We often mistake hearing for listening, but listening is far more profound than simply perceiving sound waves. It's an active process, a conscious choice we make to engage fully with another human being. When we truly listen, we silence the chatter of our own thoughts and open our minds to receive the message being conveyed. It's about paying attention not just to the words being spoken, but also to the emotions behind them. It's about hearing what's being said and what's being left unsaid. True listening involves all our senses. We listen with our eyes, observing body language and facial expressions. We listen with our hearts, sensing the emotional undercurrents of the conversation. And we listen with our minds, striving to understand the speaker's perspective and empathize with their experience. In essence, listening is an act of love. It's a way of honoring the speaker, of acknowledging their worth and the value of their message. It's a gift we give to others, and a gift we give to ourselves. Listening is the foundation of all meaningful communication. It's the bridge that connects us to one another, allowing us to build relationships, resolve conflicts, and create a more compassionate and understanding world. When we listen with an open heart and an open mind, we create a safe space for others to share their stories, their dreams, and their fears. We break down barriers of judgment and prejudice, and we foster a sense of connection and belonging. Listening is particularly crucial in situations of conflict. When we take the time to truly hear the other person's perspective, to understand their needs and their pain, we open the door to empathy and reconciliation. By listening without interrupting, judging, or offering unsolicited advice, we allow the other person to feel heard and validated. This, in turn, creates an environment where genuine dialogue and problem-solving can occur. The act of listening has the power to transform not only our relationships, but also ourselves. When we cultivate the habit of deep listening, we develop greater self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and compassion. By paying attention to our own inner world, to the whispers of our intuition and the wisdom of our bodies, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Through journaling, mindfulness practices, and simply taking time for quiet contemplation, we learn to listen to the still, small voice within that guides us towards our highest good. Listening, then, becomes more than just a communication skill. It becomes a spiritual practice, a path to personal growth and enlightenment. It connects us to our own inner wisdom, to the wisdom of others, and to the divine wisdom that flows through all things. In the land of ancient Egypt, where the Nile's lifeblood nourished a civilization, listening held a revered place. The pharaoh, considered a living god, bore the weight of his kingdom's prosperity on his shoulders. Yet, even with divine authority, the pharaoh understood the importance of listening. He surrounded himself with trusted advisors, wise men and women who could interpret the whispers of the gods and the murmurs of the people. These advisors, often priests and scribes, served as the pharaoh's ears to the world. They would study the stars, consult oracles, and interpret dreams, seeking guidance from the divine realm. Their pronouncements, delivered after careful listening to the gods' messages, would shape the pharaoh's decisions, influencing everything from the construction of grand temples to the timing of harvests. But the pharaoh's listening extended beyond the divine. He understood that a prosperous kingdom required understanding the needs and concerns of his people. Through grand processions and visits to outlying provinces, the pharaoh would make himself accessible to his subjects, listening to their pleas, their grievances, and their hopes for the future. This delicate balance of listening to both the heavens and the earth ensured the pharaoh's wisdom and the kingdom's stability. For in ancient Egypt, true power resided not just in speaking with authority but also in listening with an open heart and a discerning mind. Journey with us now to the heart of the Americas, where Native American tribes have thrived for centuries, their traditions woven into the fabric of the land. Here the act of listening transcends mere communication. It becomes a sacred ritual, a way of life. At the center of this tradition lies the talking stick, a simple yet powerful tool that embodies the very essence of respectful dialogue. When the talking stick is passed around the circle, it grants the holder the sacred right to speak their truth, uninterrupted and without judgment. Each voice, from the youngest child to the most seasoned elder, carries equal weight, for the talking stick ensures that everyone has the opportunity to be heard. The act of holding the talking stick demands attention, both from the speaker and the listener. As the speaker shares their thoughts and feelings, the listeners focus their full attention on the speaker's words, their body language, and the emotions conveyed through their tone and expressions. This practice of deep listening fosters a sense of community, respect, and understanding. It ensures that decisions are made collectively, with the input and wisdom of all members. The talking stick reminds us that true listening is not a passive act, but an active engagement that requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to open our hearts and minds to perspectives different from our own. Section 3: Confucius and the Harmony of Listening, a Foundation for Society. Across the vast expanse of ancient China, where emperors ruled with an iron fist, a different kind of power emerged, one rooted in wisdom, compassion, and the transformative power of listening. Confucius, the renowned philosopher and teacher, recognized that a harmonious society depended on the ability of its people to listen attentively and speak thoughtfully. Confucius believed that true listening involved more than just hearing words. It required understanding the speaker's intent, considering their perspective, and responding with empathy and respect. He emphasized the importance of active listening, urging his followers to pay attention not only to what was being said, but also to how it was being said, observing body language and subtle cues that revealed the speaker's true feelings. He stressed the importance of silence, of creating space for reflection and contemplation, both for the speaker and the listener. In the stillness between words, he believed, true understanding could blossom. Confucius taught that listening was not a sign of weakness but a demonstration of strength, for it required humility, patience, and a willingness to set aside one's ego in pursuit of knowledge and understanding. His teachings, passed down through generations, continue to inspire individuals and shape societies, reminding us that the ability to listen attentively and speak thoughtfully is essential for fostering harmonious relationships, building strong communities, and creating a more just and compassionate world. Section 4: The Ancient Healer's Art. Listening as a Pathway to Healing. In a time before modern medicine, when remedies were often found in nature's embrace and rituals held deep spiritual significance, the ancient healers of various cultures practiced a form of healing that went beyond treating physical ailments. They understood that true healing encompassed the mind, body, and spirit. Central to their approach was the profound act of listening. These healers recognized that each patient carried within them a unique story, a narrative woven from experiences, emotions, and beliefs. They believed that illness often stemmed from imbalances within this narrative, from unspoken truths, suppressed emotions, or a disconnect from one's true self or a higher power. The act of listening, therefore, became an integral part of the healing process. By creating a safe and sacred space for their patients to share their stories without judgment or interruption, these healers allowed their patients to feel heard, seen, and understood. Through deep listening, healers could identify the root causes of their patients' ailments, uncover hidden traumas, and guide them towards a path of healing and wholeness. This ancient practice reminds us that true healing is not merely about treating symptoms, but about addressing the whole person, and that sometimes the most powerful medicine is the gift of being truly heard. Section 1. In the beginning, creation's symphony of listening. Open the pages of the Bible, and you'll find yourself transported back to the dawn of creation, a time when the universe pulsed with the energy of new beginnings. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The divine utterance sets creation into motion. The universe listens to the Creator's voice. Light obeys, darkness recedes. To listen to God is to align with creation. Adam and Eve walk with God, listening. Their disobedience leads to expulsion, a reminder of the consequences of not listening. Humanity faces a choice: to listen to temptation or God's will. Section 2. Solomon's wisdom, discernment, through attentive listening. In ancient Israel, King Solomon's wisdom was legendary. His greatness lay in his ability to listen. The Bible recounts Solomon's attentive listening, especially in the famous story of two women claiming the same infant. Solomon's inspired judgment revealed his deep understanding of human nature. His reign stands as a testament to the power of attentive listening in all aspects of life. Section 3. The Prophet's Cries, listening to the voice of truth. Throughout the Old Testament, prophets called out from the wilderness, urging a return to righteousness. Chosen by God, they spoke truth to power, reminding the Israelites of their covenant. Often their message fell on deaf ears. The Israelites, caught up in their desires, ignored the prophet's warnings. True listening requires courage and a commitment to God's will. Isaiah condemned social injustice and religious hypocrisy. His words resonated with God's heart for justice and compassion. The prophet's commitment to divine truth stands as a testament. Their example challenges us to examine our hearts and speak out against injustice. Section 4. Jesus, the ultimate listener, embracing humanity with open ears. Jesus' example teaches us that true listening is an act of love, honoring the dignity and worth of every human being. The covenant of shared words. Listening is the heartbeat of relationships. At the heart of every enduring relationship lies the sacred space created by truly hearing each other. From ancient households to modern homes, the enduring power of listening in family life. In today's fast-paced world, the need for intentional listening remains as vital as ever. When women speak, wisdom listens, honoring women's voices through the ages. Today, as women continue to break down barriers, the need to listen to and amplify their voices remains paramount. Beyond the realm of spoken words lies a deeper language, a language whispered through shared glances and unspoken gestures. True intimacy flourishes in the fertile ground of deep listening. Imagine stepping back in time, into the heart of a bustling ancient marketplace. The successful merchant understood the power of listening, building relationships that extended far beyond a single transaction. In the intricate dance of finance, the true currency of any sustainable economic system is trust. Trust is cultivated through transparency, integrity, and a genuine commitment to listening to all stakeholders. Section 3. God's Economy. Listening to the Principles of Stewardship. When we approach money with a posture of listening, we align ourselves with a different kind of economy, one where true wealth is measured by what we give away. Section 1. The language of healing. Listening at the heart of medicine. When a doctor truly listens, they enter a sacred space of shared humanity, guiding the patient towards recovery. Section 2. Beyond symptoms. Hearing the patient's story. Deep listening allows the doctor to tailor their approach, fostering trust and empowering the patient in their healing journey. In the sacred space between doctor and patient, a unique partnership emerges, one built on mutual respect, shared understanding, and the transformative power of listening. It's a relationship where both parties have something valuable to offer, and where the act of listening becomes a two-way street, a continuous exchange of information, emotions, and insights. The doctor, armed with their medical expertise, diagnostic skills, and knowledge of treatment options, plays a vital role in guiding the patient towards recovery. Yet, their effectiveness is greatly enhanced when they approach the encounter with a posture of humility, recognizing that the patient, too, possesses valuable knowledge about their own body, their experiences, and their response to treatment. The patient, by sharing their story openly and honestly, providing feedback on their symptoms, and expressing their fears and concerns, becomes an active participant in their own care. This active participation, fostered by a doctor who truly listens, empowers the patient to make informed decisions, adhere to treatment plans, and navigate the challenges of illness with greater confidence and resilience. In this collaborative space of shared listening, the doctor-patient relationship transcends the transactional nature of healthcare and becomes a transformative journey of healing and growth. It's a reminder that at the heart of medicine lies the profound act of listening, listening to understand, listening to connect, and listening to heal. Listening is an active force shaping our world, relationships, and selves. It's an unseen superpower, potent today as centuries ago. From pharaohs to Native American tribes, history shows true power lies in listening with an open heart and discerning mind. In a world of noise and distraction, the art of listening is crucial. We must model listening, create spaces where young people feel heard, and equip them to become effective listeners. This means silencing digital noise, asking open-ended questions, and listening without judging. By fostering a culture of listening, we empower young people to find their voices and become compassionate citizens. The world is a symphony of sound, a chorus of voices, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless stories, each one yearning to be heard. From the rustling leaves of ancient forests to the rhythmic pulse of modern cities, from the whispered prayers of those seeking solace to the joyous laughter of children at play, the world speaks to us in a language that transcends words. The question is, are we listening? Are we attuning our hearts to the whispers of wisdom, the cries for justice, the pleas for understanding that echo around us? Or are we so caught up in the noise of our own thoughts, our own agendas, our own distractions that we fail to hear the symphony of life unfolding around us? The choice is ours. We can choose to live in a world of our own making, a world defined by our own limited perspectives and self-imposed boundaries. Or we can choose to embrace the transformative power of listening, to open ourselves to the richness and complexity of the world around us, and to allow the symphony of life to flow through us, shaping our hearts, our minds, and our very souls. The world whispers, "Are you listening?" The answer, my friend, lies within the silence of your own heart. Listen closely, and you may be surprised by what you hear.